And so this should be interesting, everybody. Okay, so this is the first episode. Welcome in. Welcome in. This is the first video episode of the JusSayin podcast that I've done in a very long time, mostly because I really don't know how this setup is supposed to work. But typically, when I'm talking to y'all, this is how I'm talking to y'all. So I figured, why not just bring y'all to where I'm at all the time anyway? So this will be interesting, but we're going to get through it anyway because if I don't get started, I'll never get better, right? So here we are. Y'all know already that the episode start off with a song. So what song do we need today? Well, I was listening to Spotify today, and as I was listening to Spotify, a song I hadn't listened to for a long time, and it'll bring us into one of our topics this week was baby, there's no need to tell you. As far as I can really recall, my love has been here for you. So you don't have to worry at all. I'll sacrifice my time. I'll make sure you're satisfied. And there's no hard thing to the joy I bring. I want to give you all my love, loving you. That's all I every day. Love without a limit. Don't you look no more. Love without a limit. My love is yours. Remember that? Loving you, said loving you is all that I wanna do, baby. Baby, baby. Hey, hey, hey. Okay, so I wanted to introduce y'all to the crew, which was really, really small because mostly it's me. These cute glasses or whatever ones I wear for the week because I can't see anymore. Y'all know Ruby. Now, if y'all been riding with me, y'all know that Ruby is always here. This is what she look like. She lazy. She don't ever get up. There is the good old computer because I can't remember anything. I got to look it all up. And Ash is the new crew member. I don't know where he went. I think he went home. Ash is our new kitten. So if you hear some jingling around here, that's Ash because he has a bell on because we don't be knowing where that little man's is at. The house is big. He's small. We got to keep track of him. You don't need no bell for Miss Ruby because this all she do. This it right here. Anyway, welcome to the crew. We about to get into some stuff because y'all know me. I always feel like I got a lot to talk about, and then I hit like two topics and we don't. But let's get into first. What have I been watching? Okay, what have I been watching? Child, let's take it to the notes because y'all already know I can't remember. Oh, you know what I watched? I watched Them season 2. Now I didn't finish Them. I didn't watch every episode of Them season 1 only because I think when it came out, there was a lot of conversation about black trauma dumping, and I was in a space where a lot of the country was where we just did not want to see nothing else about racism. I didn't want to see anything about black people being, victims of racism or anything, and that's all that the first season of Them was about. So I didn't really watch it. When the second season came out, I was like, I'm not watching it because I really didn't get down with the first season. But there were some people that I trust their opinion about TV who said that the second season was really good. So then I asked those people, did I need to see the first season to get the second season? And they told me that I probably should watch like the last episode or the last two episodes. So I did do that. And again, I felt like I got the gist. I saw the first like two, I think I saw the first three episodes. I saw the last one and a half episodes. I got the gist of what it was about. I didn't need it all. So I watched the second one. I think that it was a good story. I do think that it was drawn out too long for me. It was eight episodes, but somewhere in the eight episodes, I was like, okay, wrap it up. Who did it? Where's the connection? I don't know. But Luke James is in in this show. He is one of the main characters in this season. The job that Luke James did, y'all, let me clean my glasses. The job that Luke James did, It was really good. It really was good. It was. I've seen Luke James in a couple of things, and I'm very disappointed in the people who act like they never seen Luke James. Because I'm like, what you talking about? Somebody was like, oh, I only know Luke James from the New Edition miniseries. But I'm like, y'all ain't see The Shy? Y'all don't watch The Shy? And if you ain't watching it, you should get in there. Start it from the beginning and roll it through. It's a lot of seasons, I know, but it's really good. So if you ain't seen The Shy, if you have, I'm checking on all the stuff because this is, like I said, I'm new to this. If you ain't seen The Shy, then that's good TV right there. But anyway, Luke James was in The Shy. Luke James has been in a couple other things. I can't think right now. Y'all already know how my mind be, but you can look him up. He's also a wonderful singer. So if you don't know him by his acting, you should know his voice or get to knowing it. Do something. Figure it out. Okay. But yes, Luke James in this, the acting in this. Now they say that people don't win, the Oscars and things for this genre of film. I think it's horror or suspense. I don't know. I typically don't watch horror shows, but for some reason this one caught me and I was interested. Maybe it was because I had the week off. Because y'all had the week off, and it has been an interesting and relaxing week so far. So maybe it was because I had the time off. Oh, but also, if you didn't know, if you haven't seen me on the internet already, I combed my locks out. I had my locks for this. That was my second set of locks. I had my second set of locks for 3 years. I combed them out. It took me 2.5 days to get them all out, and I was only doing them. Well, I started doing them. Well, that's not true. I did the first 2.5 rows last week, like Thursday, Friday, and then I did the rest of it. Um, I didn't do anything Saturday because I was busy. I didn't do anything Sunday because it was Mother's Day, and oh, happy belated Mother's Day to all of y'all. I didn't do anything Sunday because um because it was Mother's Day and I was out in the streets hanging with my girls and we had a time. It was so much fun. We got cute everything. I'll post the pictures on the internet for y'all to see. But it was a good time. So I didn't take my hair out Thursday. I did take my hair out Monday and all day Tuesday. It rained most of the day on Tuesday, so it was a good excuse for me to stay in the house and take out my hair. It took all day. All day. There was so much hair. I wish I had taken pictures of how much hair came out when I was combing them out. But this she got still got some length to it, but it's pinned up. I got two braids in my hair. It's pinned up. So because it's pinned up, it looked like, and I really don't care. What am I going to do with my hair? I'm going to restart my locks, but I'm going to go a little bit smaller with the lock because I need to I like to just start over. Just that's it. Sometimes I get it in my head that I want to start over. And when I get it in my head that I want to start over, I just do. Because my hair, I'm not so much attached to it in a way, in a sense of like I think that it is my personality, so I'll wear it a bunch of ways and be fine with it. But also uh I do feel like when I come to new parts of the journey of my life, I like to change my hair a little bit. And yes, you'd be like, well, you could do different styles with your locks. You can, but I always want to cut my locks out. The last time I just cut my hair, I shaved that down to a cute fade and kept it moving for a couple of months. But I didn't want to do that this time because I've already done that. Okay. And so I wanted to do it this way where I comb it out and restart it because I just need a reset. My hair need a reset. I'm going through life changes. I'm going through changes in my career. I'm going through changes in my thought processes. I'm going through changes in friendships. A lot of things are happening, and because of that I want to start a new journey for myself. Now I do know though I'm a lot girl. I'm a lot girl. That's the way that works best for me. So because that's the way that works best for me, I'm going to do the best I can with what I have, and go back to it. But I think I want to start more like a micro lock than I had before. So we're going to work on that. So going back to the TV shows, I definitely really enjoyed them. I don't know if I told y'all to watch Under the Bridge, but y'all should be watching Under the Bridge. It was a good show to me. Um that I was enjoying. I can't remember anything else, and I don't have no notes on any other shows that I was watching, which is weird because I take notes about everything else. So I'm not sure why I don't have any notes about that. But when I go through the notes, they ain't telling me, they're not telling me things that, what, I don't have any notes telling me that I had anything in here that I wanted to talk about as far as TV shows go. So we'll go ahead on and put a lock on that. Um Let me think, because I really don't like that it seems like there's nothing that I wanted to talk about when I know I be taking notes. That's crazy. Mm. Okay, we don't have any. But but for real though, that show was really good. I did watch something else. I'm drawing a complete blank. A complete blank, but not a complete blank, because y'all know I've been watching Gerard Carmichael show on Max. I don't like him, or at least I don't like the person he's presenting on this show. And I'm not sure if this is for real or not, but it's giving real, and I'm not really liking the person that he is. However, I did get an epiphany about myself this week watching it. And why I like it is because it does give me thoughts about human behavior. Okay. And it watching it this week, there was a Gerard and his boyfriend go to therapy all the time. And this week in therapy, they were talking about how Gerard, he stayed cheating on his boyfriend. Okay. So when his boyfriend found out about this last time, the cheating, I guess, the boyfriend said, do you want to open up this relationship where we both are free to, explore other people? Or is this just a transgression that you want to have? And it made me be like, dang, because I didn't think about that. Like, some people do want to have a problem. They want to have a problem, they need a problem to have, and they need to see that somebody is broken so that they can continually be like, oh, but it's my problem. Like, that thing does happen. Come and find out, these two decided to open a relationship, and then once it was open and the rules, Gerard was not very clear about the rules that he wanted to set for his boyfriend, then you could see like, oh, I don't like this that much when it's not me, right? So I do think that he wanted the transgression, but I also think that this boyfriend loved to be victimized, because I don't know what the hell he's still there for. Um but it did give me an epiphany about myself, and I know, as a person who has abandonment issues, I realize that I do attach myself to a person who is never going to be available to me, never going to be available to me. And I now have to break myself from that. And I haven't decided yet if I want to wean myself from that person or if I want to make a smooth break, because I've never done a smooth break. Most of the people who have done me wrong, or have not been the healthiest for me and my mental stability, have taken themselves away. Whether it be because of their behaviors that's caused them illnesses that they no longer, can function, which meaning like my parents were mad abusive mentally and physically, but they're now sick, so neither one of them can carry a conversation, so they have no ability to mentally be abusive to me or emotionally be abusive to me. And my father also cannot walk anymore, so he lacks the ability to be physically abusive to me. um and then like my exes, like they not around, so I don't like, they broke up with me or we broke up, or like those things ended. But I've never had to be like, you know what, I'm done. Well, one time I did leave. I was living with somebody and I moved out on them without them knowing I was going to move out. But I've never had a situation where I called up a person and was like, you know what, this is not working. I am not happy. I need to go. I've never done that, right? And I'm feeling like that may be what I need to do. But there's like this thing, like, do y'all ever get this idea in your head where you're just like, so we've carried on knowing each other for X amount of years, whether we were in a relationship, whether we were friends, whether we, whatever, right? But have you had this thing where you're just like, but if we break all this off, like, I'm never going to know what else happens to you in life, and you don't care what else happens to me in life, like you don't care to know that. And I know you like, should you care? And I probably shouldn't care, but I still do. And so that's where I'm working on. And I know that the person who I probably should be breaking myself from at some point also has their own set of abandonment issues, and they also don't feel worthy of love from women because of the fact that their mother essentially abandoned them at some point, and I don't think they've ever addressed that. I don't think they've ever addressed it. And that revelation came to me from somebody else that I know who had a similar experience. And when they spoke, they were just like, I have definite abandonment issues because of this experience. And I was like, I know somebody who, y'all see Ruby, I said, I know somebody who has had a similar experience. That's wild that we've never discussed that in all the years that I've known them. That's wild that I've never discussed it. But now I do kind of see how that could have been playing out as part of our relationship. But all of that to say, I watched the Gerard Carmichael show, and I learned something from it. I'm looking forward to starting The Circle next, because I've been watching The Circle for many seasons, and I know that it came out, and I haven't watched it. I know it's been out for a couple weeks, so I'm not caught up on that thing. But I am going to probably start that tonight. So look forward to that. Have I seen a documentary? No. I ain't seen no good documentaries in a minute though. So there's that. We can move on from there. Club Shay Shay. I haven't watched the episode with Gary Owens, the comedian, the white guy who used to be married to the black woman, and he used his comedy is always about being a white guy in black spaces and pretty much telling the same joke about going to church or going somewhere and how black people act when you get there, opposed to how white people act when he's in those spaces. That's pretty much the same joke. He tell it all the time, right? But um oh Lord, what was I gonna say? But there is a clip circulating right now about him where Gary Owens tells Shannon that Shannon doesn't stick up for protect black women, and Shannon is laughing. And we know this to be true because the way, even though I don't really care for Monique as a person that she presents to the world, he was not very protective of her. We saw, I feel like in some ways, even though I'm kind of indifferent about Just Hilarious. I do feel like he wasn't protecting her, y'all. I think Ash about to make an appearance. There you go. uh I'm not, I think that he was not very protective of her on his show, and Amanda Seales was on the show and he definitely was not protective of her. Uh and for Shannon to be able to let this man come on and then a white man come on and confront Ash, you got the movement. You got to. Thank you. For him to let this man come on and tell him that he doesn't protect black women and then being like, laughing about it, like ha ha ha, was like, Shannon, come on. Also, Gary Owens tells this story about how he's estranged from his children ever since his divorce, and he doesn't understand why. And I think that this is one of those topics where people probably have told you and you didn't listen. And because you didn't listen to some of the things, or and they probably saw how all of it played out with their mother, and a lot of times without needing to be asked, children will pick a side based off of their relationship with you. And Gary, I just want to say that you have to admit that you were not around a lot, and when you were around, you probably were not as present as you think you were when those children were younger. And now um you feel like you are deserved or owed something, that based off of the fact that you were working, but that does not add credit or stock with children. If you wasn't there, then you wasn't there. Don't matter really why you weren't there. You weren't there. And that could, in some children, again lead to an abandonment issue. And then you show back up like, well, just because I don't mess with your mama don't mean I don't want to mess with you. And because we're older, we should have a relationship. Because a lot of people do believe that, well, when they turn 18, we could be good. I don't know you, sir. And that may just be that may be the basis of it, is I don't know you, but from based off of the pain that you caused my mother, I can tell that I don't want to rock with a person like that. I could see the pain because I lived in the house with the pain. I didn't live in the house with funny ha-has, jokes. And then I watched you be on TV talking about my mom, using our blackness, like I seen all that. And maybe I just don't respect any of that and I don't want to rock with it right now. And Gary, you owed them the time to not want to deal with you without also having to hear about it all the time on the internet. That's the thing. Um, so there's that. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk to you about. The other thing I want to talk to you about coming to people talking about business that other people think they shouldn't talk about. Shaunie O'Neal, I think her last name is Henderson now. I'm not sure what her last name is now. She married that pastor. Well, we could talk about him too. But Shaunie is married to the pastor now. She used to be married to Shaquille O'Neal. We all know that. She had 4 kids with him. She had one before they got married, and he had one before they got married. So between them, they have 6 children altogether. They were married. They not no more. Shaunie wrote a book. She was promoting the book. And so the blogs picked up on like one thing. The one thing that the blogs picked up on, and they keep on saying, is that Shaunie says that she never loved Shaq. And so now people are running with this whole thing like, oh yeah, of course she didn't love him. She just loved the money. Da, da, da. But that's not actually what she said. What she said was basically was looking back over the years, I I don't think that I was actually in love with Shaquille. I think that I was in love with the process of marriage, right? You know how a lot of us were groomed, not really me, but a lot of people were groomed to want to be married. The whole process of being courted and dates and planning a wedding and having a bachelorette party and putting on a dress and taking care of a man and cooking and cleaning and making sure a house is together and furnishing it and showing him that you'll care for him and all those things. That is the process of marriage. But the person that I'm supposed to be doing it with, he was never really home because he was traveling or he was at rehearsal, practice or trainings or, you know, um uh parties and walkthroughs and all of that stuff. He was also cheating a lot on her, which he says himself. So if he's hardly ever really there, she's not really being married to him, right? But just the thought of being a wife, a lot of people want to be a wife, but they don't know how to actually be in a marriage. There are people who want to be a husband, who want to be a husband, but they don't really want to be a partner with the person they're going to be a wife with. They want like a house made with their last name, pretty much. Like, we ain't gonna get into it. I know some of y'all gonna get mad, but like, they don't really participate in being married. They don't participate in life. They don't help with anything around the house. They just want to have like a man cave while the woman just do all the work and they just be in there relaxing or whatever, which I've never understood. But I've never understood why he get a man cave and she get a kitchen. Like, I don't understand. But that it wasn't so much that she was saying she just loved the money or she loved just being, a basketball wife. What she was saying was, what I thought was love when we were together is not how I understand love to be now that I'm in my 40s. And I can tell you right now, my kid's dad, when we got together, I was 14 years old. I stayed with that man till I was 22. And at one point we were engaged and was supposed to get married, and all of my friends was getting married. What we thought at that time, we thought we were in love. We ain't love them. We ain't even know them, to be honest with you. We didn't know them. We didn't know us. Most of my friends are divorced now. It's like, because nobody really knew each other. We were just linking up because I don't know about y'all, but in the hood, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to link up. So because you're supposed to link up, that's what we did. That's what we did. You weren't supposed to not have a boyfriend. It's like, I don't know about anybody else, but I know that in the city in which I live, the culture really was like, anytime you talk to somebody, it was like, oh, so you got a little boyfriend or you got a little girlfriend. We knew you were supposed to have one, right? We heard too many people like, you too pretty to not have a boyfriend, baby girl. It was that. And so we linked up, but I ain't like, I could tell you today that I didn't love that man. Not because I was in it for some money. He didn't have any, but I didn't understand what love was to actually be able to buy. I never seen nobody in love. In person, I never saw anybody in love. My grandparents was married till I was 25, 26 years old, right? They got married early. I don't know how many years they was married, but it was a lot of years because they got married before my daddy, and my daddy was like 40, 50 years old when his dad died, right? So 40, 50 years ago, before that, my grandparents got married. They was married all that time. I never seen love between the two of them. He didn't even live with them from the time I could remember not seeing him, and that probably was about 11. From 11 till I was 25, he didn't live in that house, and I know he didn't live in that house prior to me being 11. But that's what happened. My parents were married until I was 16. They were never in love. Neither one of them would tell you that they were in love. They weren't. My dad remarried another woman. He was abusive to her up until the Lord sat him down with the strokes that he had. My mom remarried another man. That man was never kind to her. He love bombed her for a minute, but he was never kind to her. She was not in love with that man. I think my mom was in love with the thought of being married. I think my mom thought that if she was married, that looked like love, right? But her parents were married up until my grandfather passed away for many years, and he was not loving to her. He didn't even, she didn't see him most of the time because he lived in the city and she lived in a rural area. When he came home, it was just about getting some chores done. She went off to church. He went and hung with his friends and his girlfriend, and that was it. I've never seen people in love, just to let you know. In person, Nah, nah. I think the closest I've come is my brother and his wife, but I hardly ever see them. So I don't want to be rude to them, but I can't give you a fair assessment because I never really see them. So I don't really know how the dynamic work actually, right? But maybe that's it. I don't want to say that he don't love her and she don't love him because I don't know. I don't know. But I can tell you I've never been anywhere with a couple and being like, they love each other. Well, that's not true. I think that there is two men that I've seen in my life who I feel like when that man look at his wife, there is love in his eyes. And when she look at her husband, there is love in her eyes. And um that the behavior between them speaks love. I've never seen them outside of church. But and they two separate couples from two separate churches, but those two people I 100% would say I believe love lived there. Okay. Um I want to give credit to a third, but I never really see these two actually interact. Like I seen them both in the same space, but I never see them together for real in that space. And so I've never really seen them interacting as a couple. So I don't know. But that's interesting. So because of that, I want to say I could believe that shaunie thought in the time when she married that man that she was in love with him. And then because they got married young, super young. But as an adult, like a woman who has lived, experienced, had her own children, seen her children, liking people and all of that, I do believe, and then remarrying, I do believe that she could look back and say, looking back, I don't think that I was in love with the actual man, but I also don't think that man was in love with me. And a lot of people want to be like, "Oh yeah, she was in it for the money." Well, what was he there for? Because he didn't love her either. So he was in there for the look, right? He was in there for the look. He was in there for somebody to take care of some children for him. He was in there for somebody to make sure that his house was together when he came home. He had people. So because he had maids and nannies and all that, he didn't need that woman there. So why did he have her there? Nobody want to talk about that. Nobody want to talk about it. He wanted somebody who he had control over at the end of the day, right? Maybe allegedly. I don't know. But I'm just saying that could be a possibility, right? So, I know that the blogs like to run a thing, but let's look at it honestly. Moving on. My last thing today for today is that y'all seen Mary J. Blige? Because that's why I want to bring it on back. Bring it on back, baby. I want to bring it on back to the fact that Mary J. Blige has shoes. She has these new boots out. Y'all know Mary J. Blige is known for the dance. Y'all know that Mary J. Blige dance she does, and Mary J. Blige always has on the boots. She's known for the boots. She teamed up with Giuseppe to put out these fly boots. They look like chrome, like a rose gold chrome boot, slouch boot type thing that she has. That thing is fly. Uh she she teamed up with Giuseppe. Now the shoes cost like I think like $2,000, something like that. The controversy here is that a lot of people are saying, Mary, why did you put out such a expensive boot? Because a lot of people ain't gonna be able to buy that boot, and it's not a boot you could wear over and over. If you put on your chrome slouch high boot You can't wear that thing again for a long time. Like, you're not about to bust it out every time you hit the scene. Like you could do your black riders. Remember, I used to wear riders. Are they called riders anymore? I don't even know. But like the thigh high boots from back in the day, or even now, you can't. You could throw them on with a bunch of stuff, with your jeans, with your skirts, with all your stuff. But if you throw on them boots, people gonna be like, "How many times she gonna pop out with the boot?" We get it. We get it, right? So there were a lot of people saying like, why didn't she hit like a price point of like $500 or something like that? But there's people who saying, well, y'all be forking out all that money for a Beyonce ticket. But let me tell y'all, yes, were there a lot of people paying the expensive price for the ticket? Sure, but a lot more were not. And the cheaper ticket, a lot of people was doing on Afterpay, Zip, Klarna, whatever. Okay. But also, um you could go to the Beyonce concert and have the memory of that thing for a long time, and share that memory with thousands of people, where that boot is going to last. It's not going to last that long. But if that's what Mary J doing, rock out, rock on with your bad self. Hey, do what you want to do. I personally won't buy. I don't got $2,000 for boots. I don't even go anywhere where a $2,000 boot would be the thing for me. But do what you do, Mary. I like it if you do. I'm good with it. I think that it was designed for not a lot of people to have the boot, and that's okay too. Some exclusivity is fine with me. I don't know. I'm thinking that's other people. Now there is some kind of celebrity block list going around. I don't know if Mary J is on that thing. If she is, and we supposed to be doing this block list thing, child, my bad. I'm not really sure anymore. It's a lot of stuff happening. I haven't researched anything because I've been very tired. They had a lot of layoffs at my job. I was not one of them, thank the Lord. Not yet anyway. But it's been very stressful at work, and so because it's been very stressful at work, um I have not, child, I can't think of words. Oh, I have not been able to like focus in on things. But it seems to be that we blocking celebrities because of how the Met Gala situation, and we just don't want celebrities who don't support Palestine to get more money. And we also just don't want celebrities to be billionaires anymore. It's from what it is, I gather, but I'm not really sure. And if somebody else can explain it to me in the simplest of terms, make a TikTok and send it to me. Or if you know somebody who done made a TikTok and did it, send that to me or something like that. Cause I just don't know. I would like to know enough, but I don't know. And I don't really follow a lot of celebrities, only because I feel like whatever you are famous for, I'll rock with you for that thing. I don't look to celebrities to be the spokesperson for political things, life skill things. Like, I feel like if you're really talented in one area, you probably are not that great in a lot of other areas. And if you let a celebrity talk long enough, they gonna disappoint you. So it's not really one of those shut up and dribble type things. But let me hold my idea of you and your greatness in the space in which I know you're great. And I don't really want to see you disappoint me from somewhere else, right? Unless I know you're doing something illegal, then I want somebody to tell me so that I don't support the thing that you're good at anymore. But other than that, if you're an actor, I want to watch you acting. I don't really want you to tell me political views. Like, I'm not going to hold you if you don't. I'm not telling you not to, but what I'm saying is I'm not taking great stock in it. I really don't be looking for like, I don't know. I'm not really looking for Drakes of the world to start giving me their political views, because we let Kanye do it and we see where that got us. Okay, so I'm good off the whole thing. But if that's the thing that's happening, go and block all your people. I'm still trying to figure out what restaurants we're supposed to be boycotting. I just found out we were supposed to be boycotting Pizza Hut. I did not know that. I don't buy Pizza Hut, but I didn't know it was on the boycott list. And I only found out because a lot of people came for Keith Lee after Keith Lee had a pizza package deal with Pizza Hut, and apparently they was coming for him like, bro, why is you on there when you not supposed to be? So I'm not really sure what we supposed to be doing. I thought we was boycott. I know there's a long list, but two of the big ones I thought was like McDonald's and Starbucks. I found out the other day that Dunkin' Donuts was also on there, and I ain't gonna lie to you. When we wasn't doing Starbucks, I did have a couple drinks from Dunkin', and I didn't know we wasn't doing Dunkin' anymore. So, I'm not really sure where I'm allowed to eat anymore or where I'm allowed to get beverages from anymore. I I really have to figure that out before I start figuring out how many celebrities I'm allowed to talk to because of their non-vocal political views. Um and that may sound selfish. Uh, but again, I don't really follow a lot of them. But y'all, please don't tell me I gotta let go of Janet Jackson, because I do follow Janet Jackson. I got a heavy crush on her and Missy Elliott, and if and Queen Latifah. And if y'all telling me that I can't follow Missy Elliott, Queen Latifah, and Janet Jackson, I'm hanging my head because I who am I have fantasies about if I can't follow them? Who is it? Who I'm supposed to have a crush on if I can't have crushes on Janet, Missy, and Queen Latifah? Remember that episode of Living Single where um TLC came into the dream? I think it was the dream of Cal. Cal had a dream and TLC came and was in there. In my dream, Missy, Queen Latifah, and Janet Jackson show up together, and that's all the business you need to be in of mine. Okay, you don't need to be in no more of my business. And shut your face. um y'all, that's all I got. That's all I have. Ain't got no more. I don't really have a lot more. I didn't even have no songs for y'all for real today. I think because I was just nervous. If you listening to this, remember this is there is a visual this time up on YouTube that you could watch me if you want to see what it look like before I get ready to go to work. But well, this week I'm not getting ready to go to work. To be honest with you, I'm about to get ready to eat snacks and watch TV. Let's tell the truth here. If we can't be nothing, let's be honest. Okay. So I'm not about to go to work because, like I said, I'm off this week. I am going to prepare myself to be chilling. I got like 2 chapters to write on the book that I'm working on. Y'all already know I'm working on a book, but I have like 2 chapters to work on the book that I'm working on, and then I'm about to eat snacks and watch TV as a reward. Y'all will hear what I'm watching next week, I suppose. Also, y'all know I'm on the internet, so go ahead on to do that. If y'all are watching this, please subscribe to my channel and just hit the like button. You don't hate it. So since, so since you don't hate it, go ahead and like it. Like, what we doing? I wanted to say this. If they're listening, my aunt, my mother's sister, who I have never really had a close relationship with because she never lived in our state, after my grandfather passed away, and that was when I was 15, and I am far from 15. I'm in my 40s now. She came to visit my mom not too long ago. Y'all who are new, my mom has dementia, or they are calling it dementia like symptoms. She has brain damage, severe brain damage. And she came to visit my mom in the hospital. When she was there, we had a very interesting conversation, and she then understood like my part of my childhood. The other day she called me for Mother's Day, And when she called me, one of the things she said was, I want you to know that as of today, you deserve to be happy, and I want you to do whatever that means you need to do to find that. And when I tell you, I've never had anybody in my family ever before, other than my children, say that to me. And it touched my heart in a way that gave me the strength for that conversation I had with y'all earlier about, just deciding that I probably need to break away from some people that I've given too much space to not be kind to me, and consistently kind to me. So, um, if you are noticing things within people that you care about, say those kind things, because the people who you are thinking them about probably need to hear them. I also want to shout out my best friend who will allow me the space um to think out my head, say think my thoughts out loud so that they find out if they make sense when I'm speaking them to somebody other than myself, or to help me to track to funnel my thoughts into a healthy space. And that person also told me today that I was pretty. And not pretty to her, but that people in the universe see me as such. And that sometimes it's hard for me to wrap my mind around, especially since my body has changed, my face has changed after having weight loss surgery. I think we're about to see another appearance of Ash. Yep, because he is doing things he should not. But here's Ash. Say hi, Ash. So um if you are friends with somebody and you think they know some of the positive things that you think about them, assume that they don't and say it to them. Give it to them. Okay? Give them the kind. But also, y'all know me. Like I said, I'm about to go. So since I'm about to go, drink your water, take your vitamins, and stretch your body. Oh, y'all, I went to this intentional movement class last weekend. It was so wonderful. It was so wonderful. I don't even know. I can't tell you like how to find it in your city, because I think it's only here. Like the group that I went that sponsored it was only here. But I moved my body. I opened my hips. It was like it was amazing. I needed it for my body. I needed it for my spirit. But stretch your body. Tell people you love them. Be kind to somebody. And if somebody needs to be let go, work on letting them go. I'm not talking about, physical abuse. I'm not talking about DV things, but I am talking about those unhealthy friendships that you have. It's okay to start at least weaning yourself off of them. And that's all I got for today. See me on the internet. Y'all know I'm on TikTok. I'm saying some profound things over there if you didn't know. So find me over there. It's me, Danny, on TikTok. I also am on Threads and Instagram. Y'all know me. I barely do anything on Facebook that has not funneled from over at TikTok and or Instagram. So shout out to all of y'all. Like this, subscribe, share with your people. Talk to me in the comments. Let me know how you feeling. And we did it. First episode down. I'll see y'all next week. Bye, y'all.